So that's the Robot Masters taken care of. And so do we get to go straight to Wily? No, again, there's just another bit of level to go through. And again, this is the checkpoint. Although it does bear mentioning that there is a checkpoint in the capsule, or obviously there's a checkpoint in the capsule room because I died several times during there. But there's a checkpoint here as well, which I kind of don't like because it's not a super long stretch of level, but it's a bit of level, and Wily ended up being kind of a pain in the ass for me, and I wish that I didn't have. Even though it's like kind of short, I just wish I didn't have this irritation to go through. It's like every single time I died against Wily, I had to go through all of this every single time when I wanted to refight him, and it just adds to sort of the aggravation and frustration with the difficulty of this game, where you just end up replaying a lot of unnecessary segments of level where they really should have put a checkpoint, in my opinion. Oh, speaking of... Okay, Yo-Yo Cutter is super important to this fight, and I am an idiot for forgetting that and for not filling it up. So, this could be bad. I might end up having to use E-Tanks. We'll see how it goes. So, oh right, it's not even Wily right off. I forgot all about this fight. I kind of forget what this guy's weakness is. Actually, no, I never even bothered with his weakness, because this is a super easy fight. Sort of similar to Proto Man in that he sort of got... Proto Man had sort of a segmented, sort of 3 or 4 segment travel across the screen, where he sort of did one of 2 different attacks 4 times in his sort of trek across the screen. Base is the same way, except it's a 2 segment attack, where he'll either dash first and then shoot, or he'll either shoot, dash, and then jump, or he'll jump, shoot, and then dash. And then he does this as well, which is actually a really irritating attack once you don't have it, until you figure it out. It's basically no reasonable way to dodge that sort of combination with treble attack, unless you know what to do. So he always shoots first in the area where he just jumped from, so he started on the right there, so he shoots to the right first, and then you slide under it after he does his first shot. Whoops, oh, I'm doing unusually badly here, but yeah, basically he only does one of 2 different things, one of 3 different things, I guess, if you include the combined with treble attack. Either he'll jump, shoot, dash, or dash, shoot, or I forget the exactly the sequence that it goes, but it's basically one of 2 different things. They're very easily telegraphed. You can dodge them on reaction. It is, apart from that one sort of combination attack, it is totally conceivable that a person could get through that fight without taking any damage whatsoever their very first time encountering it. Again, with the sort of... And again, the sort of unnecessarily long dialogue. This dialogue, by the way, replays every single time you redo this fight, if you end up having to continue, which is also irritating. In principle, I like Wily fights that are to be at least possible to do with just the regular Mega Buster. This one is not. Although he does take damage from the Mega Buster, but you can't, at no point in his attack pattern does he come down low enough for you to actually hit him with it. Although you can use Rush Coil, and I've actually got to be really careful. This attack is bullshit. I have no idea. Oh, and I should have been watching my health more carefully. This guy does a lot of damage, and it can be really difficult to beat him without E-Tanks, and Yo-Yo Cutter is essential. Because yeah, he doesn't really have any other weapons that are effective against him. Like I said, you can use the Mega Buster if you feel like using Rush Coil, but it's really a big pain in the ass, and I don't like doing it. Pretty much most of the Robot Master weapons will technically work against him, but they will all do 1 point of damage, which is a big pain in the ass, because... Yeah, like I said, he does a lot of damage, and that one attack of his is really difficult to dodge. If it's even possible, I have no idea. So yeah, like I mentioned, you can just sort of see what attack he's going to do, and respond appropriately, and there's just nothing to this fight. It's very easy to get through this without taking any damage whatsoever. So let's see if I can do that without letting up on my commentary. And like I said, as far as the Wily fight goes, in principle, I like it to be possible for, like, Buster-only runs to be possible in Mega Man games, and just because of Wily, it's technically possible if you want to do just like a rush coil thing, but it's not really feasible. It's just a big irritation, and I can't see anyone wanting to do it, except as sort of like a personal challenge or something. It's like, yeah, really the only reasonable way to deal with this boss is to use Yo-Yo Cutter, and it does so much ridiculous damage that once you get its pattern down, it, again, completely trivializes the fight. There's like no way to like get a good fight out of this. Either it's... oh shit. I completely forgot that he, stomps the ground there. And yeah, I want to try to avoid damage as much as possible, because he's got another phase. Spoiler alert, he's got another phase after this. So, it's this first spark. Okay, so I think that's the first time I've ever actually dodged that, so it is possible at least. And yeah, as you can see, Yo-Yo Cutter, ridiculous. Oh shit. I think I will use an E-Tank, just because again, it's one of those circumstances where technically you're not screwed if you run out of yo-yo energy, but it's really more... you don't want to run out of yo-yo energy, frankly. It's just a huge pain in the ass. This guy is also a pain in the ass. It took me forever to figure out what this guy's weakness even was, just because, you know, it was Yo-Yo Cutter on the previous boss, so that'll be like... it's obviously not going to be Yo-Yo Cutter against this one, too. He's got to have a different one. And so... and yeah, it's like, how do you even damage him? It's just... so he has this neat attack where it's just sort of pellet him to prevent him from hitting you. Oh, shit. Actually, I never thought of this. So, after he does his jump attack, he'll walk in the direction he's facing, which means if you don't succeed in sliding under him, you're boned. You can rush coil over him, and I wonder if this works. Okay, that's good. So, yeah. Yeah, you saw I got stuck on the wrong side of him there, and it was not possible for me yeah, it's not possible to dodge him if you get stuck on the wrong side and he just walks towards you. Okay, so technically this guy is only vulnerable in the air. And only on sort of like the top part, and I am going to use an E-Tank just because this is not a good boss fight whatsoever. So I sort of demonstrated, and it's the same deal with all of the weapons. You're mainly going to find that they all just completely bounce off him and are totally ineffective, including the Yo-Yo Cutter. But the one point in his attack pattern when he's vulnerable is when he's in the air like that, which is just ridiculously obtuse and difficult to figure out. I don't know why they did it this way. Excuse me. And it is technically possible to Buster only this guy. If you hit him at just the right time, right before he goes into the air. It is like, I think it might literally be frame perfect. But if you hit him like just right when he's in the middle of jumping in the air, or about to jump in the air with the Buster, or any other weapon for that matter, you can do 1 point of damage to him. And that's, I guess, one way you can sort of do this fight legit, I guess, if you want to call it that. But I mean, really, the intended solution is to use the Yo-Yo Cutter, and there's not really any feasible way of fighting this boss other than to do it that way. And it's just a really dumb... it's like kind of like a puzzle boss, I guess you could call it, but the solution is really obtuse. And like I said, this is like... this whole sort of... it's really cool that I was able to figure this out on camera. I normally use rush coil to jump over him when I end up on the wrong side there, but I realized I wouldn't have enough time in the last couple situations. So yeah, that's Wily taken care of. Really shitty boss fight, and as I said, it's really, really irritating to... I'll continue talking about this in a moment,